I'm guessing you're watching this video because you're trying to figure out how to buy your first home in Australia. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 simple steps to buying your first home in Australia. By the end, I'm going to address the challenges of how you're going to get your home loan sorted, how you're going to actually buy the property, and how you're going to do the legals and all of that, so that at the end you'll understand the process of buying your first home. And stick around till the end because I'm going to reveal the easiest hack you can use to fast track your journey to buying your first home. If you're like most first home buyers, then you've probably got 100 questions going through your head. You're on the blogs, you're probably watching videos just like this one, but it's all not really making any sense. Let me point you to a good place to start. Figure out how you're going to get the money, because without the money, you can't buy the property. Now, you're probably thinking, that's great, Will, but that's a bit vague, because if I knew how to get the money, then I'd get the money. So here's some questions that first home buyers typically need to ask. How much deposit do I need? It seems like an easy question, but with everything in finance, it gets complicated. It can depend on what state you're in, how much you're buying for, and what lenders will allow you based on things like your current employment situation or your credit file. To answer this question, you really need to answer another question, which is, what grants and schemes do I qualify for as a first home buyer? Once most first home buyers get their head around this, it means their deposit is significantly lower than originally expected. For example, if you're a first home buyer in Victoria, you can buy your first home for $600,000 and pay no stamp duty thanks to the first home buyer concession. That's about a $30,000 saving in stamp duty right there. That's 30 grand you don't need to save up. If you've got access to the first home guarantee, which is available nationwide, then you'll avoid paying mortgage insurance, which on a 600,000 property could be another 25,000. So all up, you're saving a massive 55,000 on what you would previously need to save up before. The other main question you need to figure out is, how much can I borrow? Now, there's lots of online calculators that can help you figure this out, but here's the thing, they tend not to be accurate. So to answer all these questions, what grants and schemes can you access, what deposit do you need, and how much can you borrow, there's one simple easy step. That's use a mortgage broker. Let me emphasize this. They'll get you pre-approved for the loan, they'll be with you the whole way through the process and generally don't see a cent of payment until the loan settles. This ensures they do the best job possible, and a good mortgage broker is going to help you on the rest of your home buying journey. Now, a mortgage broker can help you greatly, but it's not as if you can now just close your eyes and you'll get your dream home, right? You still have to buy the actual home, but before we go there, we need to sort something else out. Otherwise, you're going to go to open homes and you're going to put offers in on potential homes, and eventually you're going to win an offer and you're going to get given a contract to sign. Do you just sign? Well, the obvious answer is no, but quite often during this process, you just end up signing. So how do you know the contract has clauses in it that protect you? Maybe there's clauses in it that don't protect you. Commonly, the finance clause and the building and pest clause are the ones you should be looking for as a home buyer. And how do you know if they're worded in a way that favour you or the seller? How do you know if there's anything else about the contract that could be a little bit dodgy? This is where teeing up a good conveyancer is really important before you buy the property. And the reason for that is, once you get that contract, the conveyancer can look over it. They can look for anything that looks a bit dodgy. They can look for anything that's missing. They can make sure that you're protected in the best way possible. Okay guys, so you got step number 1, organising your mortgage broker, and step number 2, sorting out your conveyancer up front. The last major step is buying the property, of course. Here's a few solid pointers to help you in the right direction. Know what you're looking for. This seems simple, but for many, the possibility of a dream home is so exciting and the opportunities can be endless. The problem with this is you'll run yourself ragged and you'll risk not being able to understand what a particular property is actually worth, and quite often you'll get priced out of these properties. Once you've picked what you want, say for example, a house with 3 bedrooms and 1 bath in a particular suburb you want, you can then get to work. Before you've even physically seen a property, you can get to work on the apps. REA or Domain both have sold data. You filter your searches so you only see what you want that is sold recently, for example 3 bedrooms, 1 bath in that particular suburb. This allows you to understand what something is worth, because what something is advertised for is not necessarily what it will sell for. Understanding this point will save you a lot of time. I mean, a lot. I see borrowers who are disheartened because they put offers in within the advertised price range and constantly get outbid. This process takes weeks and buyers end up exhausted and, as I said, disheartened. But there's another little trick buyers are using to access the right properties, and some of these properties you'll never even get a chance to see, let alone put an offer in on. More and more these days, home buyers are using buyer advocates, also known as buyer agents, to help them access their dream home. These guys know how much the properties are worth and they know how to find them. If you're currently in the market where there's a supply issue, buyer agents are a part of the reason why. You see, a lot of these purchases are bought off market, meaning all these properties are getting snapped up before they even hit the market. Let's assume you've found the property, you've got the successful bid, you've signed the contract. We're all good to go, right? I bet you're asking what happens next. Here's the magic. If you've done step 1 and 2 well and picked good experts to work with, the rest of the process will be a breeze because they're doing all the heavy lifting to get your home loan approved and settled so that you can enjoy your new home. If you want more info on buying your first home, please subscribe below. If you happen to be in Victoria, then we have a free first home buyer Melbourne community which can answer all of your questions. Links in the description. Cheers.